If you're someone that's on your grind, you have to move a certain way. You can't think like everybody else. You can't go out when everybody wants to go out. They don't understand why you're not coming around. They don't understand why you putting certain things first. You gotta be comfortable being different. You gotta be comfortable being by yourself. You gotta be comfortable being hated on, bro.
They're not gonna understand you, bro. They're not gonna understand why you skip parties. They're not gonna understand why you stop drinking. They're not gonna understand why you stay home to work on a Saturday night instead of hit the club. They're gonna ask questions. They're gonna make comments. They're gonna make fun of you. They're gonna make you feel like you're the problem. And that's okay, because one day it's going to become very obvious why you did it. You see something that they don't. You see a reality that they don't think is possible. You're trying to achieve something that they think is reserved for the lucky few. And when you do achieve it, they're gonna feel very stupid because they're gonna wish that they had spent their years chasing a goal instead of chasing a high.
I'm different. And that's okay. I don't want to be like nobody. I really embrace what God has made me through my journey.
I'm not like everybody. I have to be something different.
God made you different. Just go be different. You get paid to be different. People pay you to be different. Weird people make money. Regular people don't make money. Regular people make regular money. If God made you exceptional, go be exceptional at whatever it is. That's how you become. People pay for expertise. They pay for exceptional people. They don't pay regular people.
Be yourself. Be as weird as you want to be. Stop listening to other people, doing what they tell you. Just follow what your soul tells you, what makes you different, and be weird. We need more weird people, more individuals who are unique, who create art and businesses that reflect themselves. So just be you, be weird. Let 1,000 flowers bloom, as they used to say in China.
You're quite different from other people, and you shouldn't be comparing yourself to them because they're not like you. You know, they don't have your family. They don't have your temperament. They don't have your troubles. They don't have your abilities. The only person that has those is you.
Yeah. I don't like to be around a lot of people.
Right.
Because when you're too intelligent, sometimes you tend to analyze things excessively.
Yeah.
And I've always been that type of individual, excessively analytical. And because I've been that type of individual, I always look at things like from 8 different sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I try to look at things from all angles.
If you focusing on being regular, you're gonna have a regular life. It's nothing wrong with that. But if you aspire to something more than regular, you got to go be extraordinary. The difference between ordinary people and extraordinary people is one word: extra. If you put extra on top of ordinary, you become extraordinary.
Normal people get normal results. Weird people get weird results. You literally can't do what everyone else does and not expect to get what everyone else has. By doing what everyone else does, you guarantee average results.
Your dreams are waiting on you. If you want to change your life, you got to do it. You got to put in the work. You got to take the action. You got to go through the process. Nobody or nothing else has got to do it for you.
To be exceptional means that you are the exception. It means that you are not normal. And so it's normal for normal people to find you abnormal if you do things that are not normal. Don't let people who have mediocre goals deter you from taking actions that make you great because it makes you different. Realizing that I thought most people actually made no sense. They say they had these goals, but they took no action. And they called me work obsessed, and they would tell me I should take time off. And they're like, hey, you're not cool anymore. You're not hanging out with the boys. Like, why aren't you participating in the fantasy league? Why aren't you watching football on Sunday with us? But the thing is that like I needed that Sunday because I had to prep workouts, I had to prep the music list for the next day, I had to do all this other work.
The best thing you can do is to be exceptionally good at something. If you're the best doctor in town, if you're the best lawyer in town, if you're the best whatever it may be, whatever abilities you have can't be taken away from you. They can't actually be inflated away from you. Somebody else will give you some of the wheat they produce, or cotton, or whatever it may be, and they will trade you for the skill you have. So the best investment by far is anything that develops yourself.
Do something that the world's never done before. Let's hope that it's insanely hard to do. The reason why you choose something insanely hard to do, by the way, so that you have lots of time to go learn it. If something is insanely easy to do, like tic-tac-toe, I wouldn't fuss over it. And the reason for that, obviously, is highly competitive. And so you got to choose something that's incredibly hard to do. And that thing that's hard to do discourages a whole bunch of other, all by itself, because the person who's willing to suffer the longest wins. And so we choose things that are incredibly hard to do. And you've heard me say pain and suffering a lot. And it's actually a positive attribute Patrick. People who can suffer are ultimately the ones that are the most successful.
The reality is that most people don't change. Most people live the same 6 months 100 times in a row and then they die. They go to the same places, they make the same jokes, they have the same small talk, they work at the same job, and then they die. Because they were never willing to be uncomfortable, because they were never willing to change. And a lot of people get real uncomfortable when I talk about this stuff. But most people are average, and most people stay stuck in the same patterns. They live the same 6 months for 40 straight years and never change. And so if you want to be exceptional, then you will often have to be the exception.
Take a look at the people that are around you, and if they're not on the side of what's good for you, then walk away.
But look around you. There was no fucking team. It was you. Learn to help yourself. Don't count on other people to help you. Stop letting people affect your day, affect your life, affect the outcome of what's going to happen to you. These words and these hurtful things that people say to you, don't use it to be anonymous. Use it to stand out. Use it in your darkest moments. You're living. How do you want to live? How do you want to die? How do you want to fucking be remembered? These haters, they know who you are, but you don't know them. There's a reason behind that. You've done something amazing. They've done nothing.
What people think about you and the possibilities for your dream is none of your business.
You be that warrior in that garden, and you stand strong. You be a strong man. You be a good man, and you just let the world rage around you.
I always say it's like, I just want to be the best, bro. Like everything I touch, I gotta excel. I gotta be great. That's just how I'm hardwired. You know, my mom told me when I was younger to excel in everything that I do, and I feel like I took that personal, like as a kid, and it's really stuck with me. So now it's like everything that I touch literally has turned to gold. I have to be a dog, and I have to be elite. I cannot be mid at anything that I do. If I don't do it, I'm okay with being mid. But if I'm doing it, I can't be mid, bro. I just can't accept it. And I'm gonna work. I'm gonna outwork anybody.
People give themselves an excuse all the time when they say he's built different. Well, if you mean he gets up earlier, he stays later, he does stuff for others, he asks questions, he's humble, he works really hard when no one's around, then yeah, he's built different. You wake up earlier than people, you stay later than people, you ask questions, you be a good person, you care about others, you stay humble, you work harder than anyone when no one's there. I guarantee someone that feels bad about themselves soon will label you as he's built different. He's built different should be your label because people feel bad about themselves.
Sometimes you have to be a piece of shit. You gotta have bad habits, you gotta use drugs, you gotta have sex with the wrong people, you gotta fucking fail in business for you to get sick of all the shit. Because I've just noticed it with myself, bro. The only time I actually tend to make a change in my life is when I'm so fucking disgusted with myself. That is the only time I make a fucking change in my life.
You cannot change your life unless you change something. If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got.
So sometimes that's what it takes, bro, is getting to that point. Is it has to get worse before it gets better. And some people can't handle that, and that's what's scary. But a lot of people need to be more brave to go to that fucking dark, scary place. You know, because it's like, all right, what's your alternative? You're going to continue to live a lackluster, complacent life at your fucking 9 to 5 with your fucking boss and this and that? That's what you're going to do? Because, bro, like, I have two options, bro. It's I go for the craziest fucking life I can think of, bro. And part of that shit means, like, getting right.
Last year, you didn't know how you were gonna get through it. Last year, you didn't know how you were gonna stand on your 2 feet. Last year, you were looking for something, but you just couldn't find it. But somehow, you made it to where you are today.
Anytime you're going to change, your life is going to get worse first, and then it's going to get better. People ask, do people have a fear of success? Like they have a fear of failure? I wouldn't say they have a fear of success. What they have a fear of is change. So they have a fear that something in their life is going to change. And the reason that they fear change, by definition, if you're going to try something new, something's going to get worse. If you're going to have a breakup and get out of a relationship, you're going to be alone for a little bit of time, and you're going to have a hard conversation. If you're going to try a new job, you're going to have a hard conversation with your boss. You're going to have to go on a search. You're going to have a period without any income. So your life gets worse first. So it's not so much that they fear success, it's that they fear that path of things getting worse before they get better.
Where you are now, It's just a reflection of your past thoughts, your past thinking. So if you want to change your future, you got to change your thoughts now and then put them into action ultimately.